the men that meet your standards, why are they not choosing you? So everybody, welcome back to One Thing for Certain. As always, I'm LA.
I'm Hollis.
So hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. You have a good weekend,
man? Relaxing, brother.
So as usual, I will start off with special shout outs. This is probably the most normal name that we got that wanted a shout out. Pretty simple name, T Smith 32.
T Smith 32.
T Smith 32. Actually, man, I don't know if you looked at the subscriber list, but it's a ton of T Smiths.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, well, that's a popular name all of a sudden. So she's a new subscriber. Wanted to give her a shout out. Also, special shout out to my friends at Johnson Lexus, who helped me get into my new vehicle. Hollis was shocked when I pulled up in the yard. If you want a nice deal on a ride, just see Hunter. He was the salesman I had, so he's at Johnson Lexus. One of those situations, man, where I really won't plan on getting another car, but kind of had to. But hey, whenever you get a chance to buy your dream car, you gotta go for it, I guess.
Amen to that. Go get it.
All right, now you gotta get one, man.
Man, I got my challenge, man. you a trader. You turned over on me.
Yeah,
man.
I figured you say that. I was like, I told Hollis I get another challenge, and I pulled up in a Lexus. So, but hey, man, get you a Lexus then.
Man, I want an SUV.
I
or a truck. That's next.
So yeah, man, we hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. And tonight's a little interesting because we don't really have a specific topic. We asked the question because we kind of curious and want to address the answers. We asked if there was anybody, male or female, out there that is currently single. Why are you currently single? Now, before we get into that, and me and him talked about this, somebody was being smart. I wouldn't say they were being smart. Somebody said, well, since you are asking us, why are you guys currently single? Fair question.
Fair question.
You want to answer?
Hey, it is what it is, man.
Guess that's your answer?
It's life. Life.
That's life.
Timing. I think a lot of it comes down to timing.
Okay. So for the couple of people that asked that question, Hollis' answer is that's life. My answer is there's not enough time in the world right now for me to explain to you why I'm currently single.
That sounds complicated, brother.
Yeah, well, complicated ain't the word. So that's my answer. You might not like it, but that's my answer. That's all you getting. So anyway, there was quite a few answers, and we're gonna try to tackle as many as we can in the time we have. The first one, somebody said that the reason they're currently single, one of the subscribers said because men are intimidated by the fact that she's in law enforcement. What do you think about that?
Wow. I wouldn't say, I think there are some men that are intimidated by people in their profession, but I think a lot of times there are personality traits in that person that project a certain image that people may not connect with. Because I don't know a lot of men that are intimidated by a woman's profession. I think there's certain characteristics that go with certain professions that men may not. And I want to be very careful how I say this because I know some women in law enforcement and great women, but I think some of the characteristics, some of the qualities that it takes to be in law enforcement can be off-putting for some men. Not intimidating, just not really something that we men really treasure in women. The aggressiveness, the kind of questioning, the interrogation, how they come across, a lot of that can be kind of off-putting to men.
Oh.
Not always, because I know some women in law enforcement that they're very feminine.
So you think a woman's profession can be intimidating, or? I mean, she's saying that she feels like because she's in law enforcement.
It could be if somebody has a certain criminal record or certain habits they do. They may not want to mix law enforcement. I can understand that. But I think a lot of times, sometimes work, and it goes for men too. Some traits you get from work. I noticed it myself being in management for so much of my career that it's hard to turn it off sometime when I come home. So that's been a challenge for me at times. So I think women have the same challenge. It's just received differently from women than it is from men.
Well, men too.
Absolutely.
It's definitely the same thing for men.
But I think historically it's more acceptable for men to be more aggressive in certain ways than professional men than professional women. It's not right, but I think that's kind of how we're programmed, that we have to kind of be aware of that and be cognizant of that in certain situations.
Okay, and this is something I noticed. It is much easier for a woman to approach a more successful man than it is for a man to approach a successful woman.
Ooh.
It is. I'm telling you, most men.
Why do you think that is?
I think she's right. Okay. I have a friend who's single, and she's a doctor.
Okay.
And she told me that she feels like that's why she's single. It's because men don't want to approach her because she's a doctor. And she's highly independent. Obviously, she's financially independent.
Absolutely.
She's a doctor. She feels like that's why she's single.
See, I won't say that.
I mean, listen, this is how she feels.
Now, I'm not. That's her truth.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, from my experience, I see a lot of times that people that are in different career fields, they lead with a certain level of, I'm not gonna say arrogance, but they lead with their success in conversations and how they carry themselves in certain situations. So I can see how that could be off-putting or can be seen as intimidating, and it may even be intimidating to some people. But I can definitely see the difference. Then when you're a doctor or you're a professional, or as they say, high value, that's the phrase a lot of people are using, I think you definitely come with a certain level of arrogance or a certain swag, a certain confidence.
Well, that's true. But I do know that, I know her personally. She's down to earth. She's not arrogant, but she does feel like that's why she's single. Because of her profession, she feels like men are intimidated
by what she does.
Maybe she shouldn't tell them.
No, you can't.
They're gonna find out anyway. But you don't necessarily. Okay, I tell you.
You shouldn't lead with I've met people that lead with their profession, and that dominates the conversation.
And let me tell you how that works. I had a friend. This was years ago, and he would always do this, and it's very interesting that this is a true story. I'm not making this up. He worked for McDonald's.
Okay. Now,
on the surface, when you hear McDonald's, you think, the typical female, and I'm being honest here, the typical female is like, oh, this guy works at McDonald's. But
Calvin.
Here's the thing, though. He wanted Calvin. He was the regional vice president of the East Coast operations.
Okay.
So he won't just working for McDonald's. He was high up in
Absolutely.
McDonald's.
Absolutely.
But when he would tell a female that he worked at McDonald's, it would turn him off.
Did he phrase it that way intentionally?
Yeah, because he was like,
he wanted to see what somebody.
Yeah, he wanted to know. All right, are you talking to me for me, or are you talking to me because I'm this big wig for McDonald's? Because like I said, let's be honest. When you start off with I work at McDonald's, most females gonna be like,
Absolutely.
But you start off like, I'm a regional vice president for the North Carolina operations. Then they're gonna be like, okay, this guy makes some money.
But see, it's all about where you lead from. Just like some people that have gone to Ivy League schools or gone to prestigious colleges, if that dominates the conversation initially, if they went somewhere, then a lot of times they're proud to say, I went to this school, I have this degree, I have this certification, this is my title. And then they use that as not a way to intimidate, but they lead with that. And sometimes that could be kind of off-putting if you're a person that you don't have that title, you don't have a traditional education, or you have a different background. That can be kind of off-putting. Not that it's either person's fault. It's just how that conversation is started. Just like if he came out and said, I'm the regional vice president for McDonald's, some women are going to be intimidated by that. Some women are going to automatically start putting on a front to try to entice him or try to, spin that web and be what he wants them to be.
Gotcha. So
it kind of goes both ways. Sometimes that turns people off. Sometimes it brings them closer.
I got you. Well, all right. So the next one She said that the reason she was single is because her standards are too high.
Ooh.
And she is not bending from her standards. Now,
Oof.
in fairness, she didn't tell me what her standards were.
Okay.
But okay, and I'm not being a smart ass here, but I'm gonna ask her, if your standards are too high, that's why you're single, and I guess that's why you have not found a man. The men that meet your standards, why are they not choosing you? Is that not a fair question?
That's absolutely a fair question.
Because this is a very big world. I'm pretty sure it's somebody out there meeting your standards.
See, but that's the thing. It's a big world, but what people look for is a subset of a subset of a subset. If her standards are too high, which probably means she wants a quote unquote high value man making six figures.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something, and this goes for male or female. If you never let materialistic things be a reason for a relationship.
I agree.
And I'm gonna use the purchase I just made as an example.
Okay.
I stopped off at the gas station, like not even 30 minutes after I left the dealership with that car.
Okay.
A female parked next to me and started talking to me. Right? Literally the first 15 minutes was about the car. Didn't ask me if I was a serial killer or anything. Just literally was about the car. So you let me know already where your mindset is.
Hey.
And I'm like, okay, so if I would have pulled up in a bicycle.
But is that wrong? Traditionally.
No, but it's a turnoff because I just feel like, you're literally sitting here holding me up. Now, granted, I'm not looking to get into a relationship. I'm not. But if I was, that's a turnoff because you literally sat there and talked to me for 15 minutes about a car.
But again, is it wrong because men and women, if she was
that's her
hold on. If she was a good looking woman and she got your attention with her looks, would you have talked to her? And we want what we want. Women are attracted to what they're attracted to. Women want financial stability. They want a man that can be stable in what they do. So it's the same thing as us looking at a woman and she has a nice outfit on and we start a conversation. I think it's kind of the same thing. Now, where it goes from there, what's the basis of the conversation? I think that's where it goes.
Well, I can tell you safely that it went nowhere from there.
Now, was she an attractive woman?
She was attractive, but it was a turn on to me.
Okay.
Yeah, well, two reasons. One, like I said, I'm not looking to go into a relationship.
Okay.
And two, just her mindset kind of turned me off.
Okay, so if she would have not mentioned the car and noticed it, but didn't talk about it, just talked to you.
If I was trying to go into a relationship, I would have been interested if I was looking, but I'm not.
So, not going into a relationship means I can't talk to you?
No, I can talk to her, but I'm the type where.
What's the purpose?
What's the purpose? If I'm not looking to be in a relationship with you, if we talk and you're looking to be in a relationship with me, what's the purpose?
I agree.
We can talk. We can talk all day.
Absolutely.
But obviously, your purpose of talking to me is to get to know me, maybe go out, yada yada. But if I'm not interested in doing that, what's the point?
Absolutely.
So, all right. So, next person was.
Let me use the car. Let me roll in.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Just don't dig it. Let me see. So the next person wanted to say. They said that the reason they are currently single is because they were really hurt by their last boyfriend, so they're afraid to go into another relationship. That's fair too.
That's fair.
Been there actually.
What
do you think about that?
You can't argue. If a person that knows themselves and knows what their tolerance level is and know where they are emotionally and says, "Hey, I'm not there," I respect that.
Yeah.
Take the time you need to get over what you need to get over.
Yeah.
Don't carry that forward.
She just needs to take her time and because it takes time to heal, man. It's not an easy process at all. Let me tell you. But when but let me say this. For male or female, if you're watching, first of all, there's nothing wrong with being single. At all. There's plenty of happy single people in the world.
Absolutely.
So this is the question was mainly for people that are single and want to be in a relationship, and this is why they're currently single. But again, don't think you have to be in a relationship because you don't. Matter of fact, a lot of times you get in trouble. You might want to be in a relationship, but you don't need to be in a relationship. Let me say it like that. You don't need to be in a relationship.
That's right.
Because some people make that mistake and get into a relationship and be like, oh, I should have thought about this. That's another thing too. When you go into a relationship, make sure you think that whole thing out. Because once you dip your foot in that water,
see, you just gotta understand who you're dating. I think that's the problem. Get past the surface attraction and get down to who is that person. Because there's a million attractive people, but are there people with good character that you can respect? I think that's a big thing. Men and women, we want somebody we can respect. Especially for men, that's super important for us. We if we don't respect our woman, if we don't think she's a good representation for us, that's the issue.
That's true. I just like I said, we don't want you to feel like, we want you to come out of this thinking or knowing it's okay to be single. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, like I said, there's plenty of happy single people in the world. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind. And then last but not least, this one was from a male subscriber. Now keep it, ironically, he makes a lot of money, and he feels like the reason that he's single is because his standards are too high.
Okay. And let's take a quick pause. I just want to say, people, please comment, leave any comments you want. The more feedback you give, the better we can respond to it. So I just wanted to say that mid-sentence. So
yep. So that was his response.
Okay.
So that takes us back to the original law enforcement officer. He feels like, hey, he makes a lot of money. You know, do they like me or they like the money? I guess that's his mentality.
It's probably both. You tolerate more when somebody has that it factor that you want. If you're a man and you're looking for a woman and she's beautiful, you tolerate more if she's that beautiful. If you're a woman looking for a man, if he has that financial stability more so, then you tolerate more. That's just, I think, the human condition. We tolerate more from somebody that has extremely what's important to us.
Yeah, because listen, when you make good money and you're single, you eventually you condition yourself to I'm fine. Mm-hmm. I don't need anybody. You know, and so and that's your prerogative. I mean, it's a lot of people like that. They make good money financially. They're sound. They don't really need to be in a relationship with anybody.
But I think that's a different dynamic between men and women. Men tend to get financially stable, and we go, okay, let me bring a woman into this. I can provide for a woman now. I feel like I'm here, and this is my woman. I can provide for you. You don't have to worry. I got us. I think that's a little different for women than it is for men.
Because I feel like that. Mm-hmm. I feel like success is nothing. Because honestly,
you got to have a woman to take care of.
Yeah,
that's part of it.
The last 2 weeks here for me have been very successful. I've had a lot of good stuff happen in the last couple of weeks, and I've asked myself sometimes: is success? Sometimes you feel like success is nothing without somebody sharing it with you.
That's right. Because honestly, that's what we do it for.
Yeah.
As a man, my primary responsibility is to stabilize myself to bring someone under my umbrella of protection.
That's true.
So if I'm not doing that, if I'm not stable, if I can't provide that, then what am I doing it for? What am I sacrificing for?
All right. Well, everybody, those were some of the responses we got. Again, comment. Appreciate. We are now over 1,000. I forgot to mention that we are now over 1,000 subscribers. Hey. So you guys really kicked it in after the last video. So at the rate we're going, by the end of the summer, man, we probably be at 4,000 or 5,000.
Hey.
So
I just asked that if you're a subscriber, if you watch the video, hit that thumbs up, like it, share it.
Yeah, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. So we growing really fast, and we appreciate all the love you guys are showing.
Absolutely.
So again, like he said, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you comment. Some of you do comment.
Yes.
It's funny. Yes. So we appreciate that. But other than that, man, until the next video, appreciate all the love. Peace.